All right. Hello and welcome to our third video. For anyone new, my name is Kory and I'm a registered dietitian. We're documenting my parents' weight loss while using GLP-1s. If you want to keep up with the weekly videos, just please subscribe and comment below. So let's just get it started. We'll start with your weight, Mom. What did you weigh in at this week? I'll put it into my continuous spreadsheet.
I weighed in at 277.6.
Okay. Now what about you, Dad?
I weighed in at, I always got to look it up. 275.2.
Okay. Great. And then I did not have a great weigh-in. It's not bad. My last week was 268.2, and I'm up to 270.2. We can't be discouraged with anything like that. Weight loss isn't linear. So still overall, I'm down. I'm down six pounds in 4 weeks with water fluctuations. Um, when you have a setback like that, okay, I gained 2 pounds. What happened? Didn't really exercise over the weekend. I was traveling. Um, yeah, and not eating the same, and that's okay. We just get right back to it on Monday. We don't need to dwell on it and have a backslide into our old habits or whatever it may have been. All right, so dad's about down 12, mom's 15, and me and net 6. Okay, good. All right, so what was the biggest change you started this week?
Well, Monday is our injection day, and I now am doubled to the dose. Well, we both are compared to when we started. Um, to me, I've had a huge impact. I mean, I literally have no hunger. And so yesterday and today is a real challenge. So, like I said before, it's just an everyday process, and I fix my plate and I eat the protein first and just trying to get that 1,000 calorie mark, but I'm coming up short every day. I'm about 850 to 950. Protein, I'm doing about, I get to about 70, 80 grams a day. So I'm I'm trying really hard. We're learning to cook a lot different. And so, but overall, I feel great.
Okay. What's the biggest struggle? Why can't you get to 100?
I just literally have to force myself to eat.
Okay.
I mean, like today I made um white chicken chili and it smelled so good all day long cooking, and you get the food in front of you, about 4 bites, you're done. And I mean, it's just y- you're just not hungry, and it's just very difficult to be eating when you're full. You have that like complete full feeling.
Okay. Hmm.
So
I've
it's
noticed the same thing. I've, in the past, I eat 1,500 calories, which is about what I should be taking in. This week, I'm down, usually just barely breaking 1,000, but I am still getting in the 100 grams of protein a day. I did find that also starting this week, I've had to resort to taking protein shakes because I can get those down,
Yeah.
whereas eating another, you know, protein serving, I just can't do. So that's what I've done is I've started to take some protein shakes to supplement my diet.
Yeah.
And also, as you recommended last week, I added creatine and fish oil, omega-3
Okay.
to
Yeah.
my
Cool.
supplements.
So my biggest change, I would have thought you guys would have stated was you started going to the gym and had your first personal training session tonight.
We did.
Okay. So let's break that down. How was that? How do you feel now? How'd you feel during? Just wherever you like to start.
Um, well, we went to Fitness, and we both had a session together with the personal trainer, and it was really beneficial. I mean, it's sad to say that's the first time I've ever done that in my life.
Hmm?
And even, even being in a gym, I mean, it's just never been my thing. Um, at
Well,
first,
technically, you didn't know. You didn't know if it was your thing. Maybe it is.
that's true. That's true. And Taylor has assured me it's
Mhm.
going to be habit forming.
It will be.
Um, but no, I mean, she was great. And there was a couple things I couldn't do the full reps on that dad finished, because she was with my RA. She's like, We're not,
No,
when it
it's the first
hurts."
time exercising in 50 years like that.
Yeah,
And you
yeah,
have an autoimmune inflammatory. Yeah.
yeah,
Well, they want you back Thursday. They don't want you back never.
right. Yeah. So overall, right now, I feel okay.
Oh,
I mean, I did get sick to my stomach, but I ate a bar about 5 o'clock, and that's what maybe I need to not eat before I go. So,
a little different things. You could pre-workout. You're gonna want like a acting carbohydrate.
which
So
is,
when was your training session?
it was 6:30
So 6:30. And when did you have that protein bar?
at 5, at 5 o'clock,
That's still, I mean, a good decent amount of time to get digestion going. But yeah, let's try a simple carbohydrate with maybe um a little protein. I mean, we're talking white toast and peanut butter. We're talking fruits, applesauce, bananas, just something small that will help with your glycogen stores to help fuel your workout. Because with the protein, if you're eating a protein bar before physical activity, it's not a bad thing by any means, but it's basically protein and fiber. So fiber is always going to affect your gut, and protein definitely has its place, but it's more beneficial just to have it throughout the day. Even like post workout, sure, we want that, but if as long as you're hitting your total protein goals throughout the day, your post workout protein isn't as
okay. All right, so a carb versus a protein.
yeah, and like without fiber, basically. That's the what I mean by a simple sugar. That's not the exact definition is like one carbon chain, but they're fast digestion. Your white breads, your applesauce, bananas, anything. Think of it more like your processed carbs compared to your natural carbs that have fiber. Things like a potato. Potatoes are kind of in between, but you're not going to eat a potato before your
Yeah.
workout because
Okay.
they do still have fiber, but you could you could call a white potato fast digestion carb, but it's kind of in between.
Okay. All right. I'll try that Thursday.
There's a little applesauce, just something. You have applesauce pouches, I
Yeah,
know.
we do.
All right, what about you,
Um,
Dad? How's the training?
I probably overexerted myself on some of the exercises, but she did all the exercises that she started out with. They were beginner type exercises. We were basically doing, like a inclined pull up, an inclined push up, squats with rings that if we needed help finishing the squat,
Hmm?
those types of things. So they were easy, but yet because it's been so long since we've done anything like that, I could feel that it was working. I tried to push myself on some of it. She had us doing planks towards the end as well, and I think she was only having them hold it about 25, 30 seconds, and they were doing it on an incline, and I tried to do one on the ground, and it's like, nope, not ready for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait about 10, 15 seconds.
Okay.
And it used to be I could do them for minute and a half, 2 minutes when I was working out. So I definitely a change.
Hmm. What'd you guys eat after that for dinner?
Th- Then we come home and had the
Oh,
chicken
the
Chicken.
chili.
chicken chili. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Good.
yeah.
Did you? How was your hydration throughout the day? That could also affect your gut and why you
Um,
were uneasy. Because not only
yeah.
like you exercise, which was a foreign stimulus,
Hmm.
you you may have not been hydrated when you have different hydration needs now.
True. Yeah,
But
that's
she didn't
something.
sweat. She didn't
What?
sweat, so maybe she didn't have enough
Yeah, I
hydration.
mean, she was never gonna swim.
I know. No. Um, no, I mean, the drinking I'm doing a lot better on. Every day
Okay.
I'm improving. I'm I'm hitting 100 ounces. So compared to probably me drinking 16 ounces for the whole day,
Mhm.
that's huge to go to 100. So I mean,
Yeah.
it's a conscious effort on my part on drinking all day long, but it's getting there.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
All right. So you had a question for me. What was that?
Um, Next month we're going on a cruise,
Mhm.
and there was something that I read about people on GLP has to be very knowledgeable about drinking alcohol
Okay.
and that it could be potentially dangerous.
Yeah.
So that's what that was my question that I had is how does alcohol affect it?
Playing with it. Sure. So basically, I mean, these originally, like you guys are using tirzepatide, so that's GLP-1 and a GIP agonist. Um, so it's a dual agonist. But what I mean is how they were created. They're created to lower blood sugar. So if these medications lower blood sugar on one hand, and then alcohol also lowers blood sugar, it can further lower your total blood sugar. Now, for you guys, it's not that much of a concern because you aren't taking it for the diabetic reasons, but that's just a general um, concern with this medication, and overall, it does lower blood sugar. So I wouldn't imagine you guys would go hypoglycemic, but you can be conscious of it and have some crackers or something nearby. Just
Oh, okay.
a little, again, applesauce. Not that I always have applesauce on me. I don't know about you guys, but I got it in the backpack.
Yeah.
So
We
as long as I eat all the fruit that comes with the drink, I should be fine.
Sure. I don't have many concerns with you guys with hypoglycemia, but that's
okay.
probably the biggest concern if you can go lower and lower with the dual agonists of them working together.
Okay.
Additionally, the way the med works, it delays your stomach emptying.
Mhm.
So most of alcohol is digested in the small intestine. So you're taking food in, going down, it's hitting your stomach. Normally, it's going to go to your small intestine. But now, because of that, it has that delayed gastric emptying. So let's just say your first alcoholic drink hits your small intestine in an hour. That's just a general example. Now it may take an hour and a half, so people will be drinking more and more. I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it. And then it finally does all get to your small intestine, then boom, you're drunk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes
There's
sense.
that, the delayed stomach
Right.
emptying, the blood sugar, and just you have less overall food. You're eating so much less. You ever drank
Hmm.
on an empty stomach versus not? You're gonna have a
Yeah.
lot of that. You're almost
Yeah.
always gonna be drinking on an empty stomach or a damn near empty stomach because you're
Yeah.
not eating that.
True. Yeah. Well, we'll test it before we dare go on our cruise.
Oh
The
yeah.
cruise won't be the first test.
No, no.
Uh-huh. Okay. All right. Good. That makes me feel better.
Mhm.
So,
All right. So, did we have any other questions or something you guys wanted to talk about? I think everything's going pretty
yeah.
well. I
Yeah.
mean, weight loss every week except me, but we're just gonna get back to it. Yeah.
Mhm.
What do you guys
Yeah.
got? Any final thoughts or remarks?
Nope, oh, I did have one question. Another
Yeah.
one on there was everything I've been reading, it's like good carbs, bad carbs.
Oh, sure.
Give me a quick little rundown of bad carbs and what choices are good carbs.
Conveniently, we kind of were touching on that pre-workout. So
Yeah,
your simple, fast digesting carbohydrate. Now, I wouldn't want people, or I wouldn't want to teach people that foods have morality. There's no such thing as a good and bad food because then you subconsciously, when you're eating a bad food, you may be thinking negatively when you're trying to have your one burger cheat of the week. You know what I mean? That's
sure.
just a generality. We don't want to have moral feelings. There's no good versus bad. They have different functions. Your bad carbohydrates, your bad ones, if I had to, would be your simple sugars that digest rapidly, that don't have fiber in. So
Oh,
they
okay.
are your white breads, your cereals, some fruits like bananas, applesauce, things that aren't they don't have the extra fiber to offset the the quick breakdown.
Okay.
And
All right.
then but like I said, they're not bad. I just in the same breath 10 minutes ago was talking about when you should use them. They have different functions. And then your complex carbohydrates take longer to digest. They have fiber in them, your whole grains, your sweet potatoes, those sorts of things.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. No, I don't think I have anything else.
Okay.
I don't have
Well, I'm
anything
sure
else.
next week we'll be talking about the morning after your first training session. Because I
That's
mean,
true.
you may be fine tomorrow, but it might
Yeah.
get even worse the day after that. Delayed onset muscle syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows for how sedentary you've well, you'll just adjust as needed.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to that almost as much as I'm looking forward to the scale next week to see what it is with adding the workout.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, just one quick. Have you done any more cardio exercise outside of the personal training? You guys walking on the treadmill, go for a walk? It's a heat
I've
wave.
been Yeah, I've been walking on the treadmill. I'm still doing the 3 days a week
Okay, good.
and kind of increasing. I'm doing 22 minutes now on
Great.
on it. So just slowly increasing it each week.
Hmm.
So
About the only extra walking I have is with the extra fluids. I have to go to the bathroom more, and at work, that's a long walk.
Okay.
that doesn't count.
Hey,
It's
I
more
count all
steps.
extra steps. We can talk about even the dumbest little silliest strategies of we don't look for parking spots anymore. We just park away from the building where no one's at, and then I mean over time you get an extra 200 steps every time you go anywhere. Times that by
Mhm.
five, that's 1,000 steps over the week, and just like
True.
everything, it compounds greatly over time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's tweaking,
Yep.
not an overhaul. Because too many changes, nothing sticks.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Well, just want to thank anyone for tuning in, and then you can give us a subscribe and comment below anything else, any questions you guys might have that I could do at the start or end of a video. We're just learning and adjusting as we go.
Okay.
All right.
Great.
Thank you.
All right.
Yep. Goodbye.
As always, thank you for watching. If you have any questions you'd like addressed, comment below and be sure to subscribe. We'll see you next week.